Leonard, you were known as a published poet and writer before you were known as a songwriter and singer. But with those early poems, did you hear them as music? Did you hear them as songs?
I always heard the guitar behind most of the things that I've written. But Philip, you mentioned the review that you got here. It brings to mind a review. If you think yours was bad, listen to it. This includes a profanity, so please forgive me. But it was after a concert that I gave at the Isle of Wight, I think it was in 1971. And in one of the British music papers, I got this review, which is one line, but it's pretty good. Listen to this. It says, Leonard Cohen is a boring old drone and should go the fuck back to Canada where he belongs.
It's a great line of British journalism. When you use the spoken word sections, do they have a musical purpose, or is it
Well, 5 of them are 5 short, they're very short poems in the collection, which I call them rhymes and limericks, but I have my own names for these things. I already told Leonard about this, so it's not a surprise. And I scattered them throughout the piece as kind of and I wanted them to be spoken. And then right after them, or sometimes just before them, there'll be a solo instrument playing. And on the stage you'll see there are 5 solos. There's a violin, cello, double reed, that would be oboe and English horn, and then the single reed would be the saxophone, and then the double bass player. So there are 5 soloists there. Then besides that, there's Michael and myself, and another percussionist who plays keyboard also. But after each of these poems, you could say there's a response that comes from the music, or it could be the other way around. There's the music and then the poem. And I had the choice of arranging it that way. That happens with the very first one. The very first one, you hear a solo cello, and then right after that, there's a poem which seems to be connected to it. So I did that purposely. So I thought, well, it happened the first time, probably you would imagine that it happened the other times as well. I don't know if it really does, but it's a strategy to start thinking that way. The very first poem is played over the music, which is, again, Leonard's voice. Once I went to complete this, when I asked him to record it, he then proceeded to record the whole book. I have the whole book on 4 CDs. And then I played it for Dan Dryden, who was our sound guy, and I said, what do you think about this quality? Can we play this? He said, absolutely. This is a professional recording. I said, do we need to record? He said, no, we can use it just the way it is. So I then asked Leonard whether we could use his voice as an element. So the voice appears as an element.
How did you decide on the instrumentation and the voices? Is that something that came together as a...
How I decided on the instrumentation?
Yeah.
I decided not to use my regular ensemble, which you'll be hearing tomorrow night if you come tomorrow night. Though 2 of the players are the same, but the singer is different, and it's a different group. I decided I had done quite a few songs using the ensemble, and I felt I needed a completely different sound to go with this poetry. So there's a violin, cello and double bass, which is new to the ensemble, not new to my writing. It comes up a lot in orchestra writing and opera writing, but not in the chamber music I've done. But in this case, I wanted a very different sound, and besides that, I didn't use them. Normally the singers I work with some singers over the years. And before I did this, I wrote them all letters and said that I would be working with them on this project, but would work with them in the future. I just wanted them to know that. And then we listened to quite a lot of singers, and we picked 4 singers that I had never worked with before. It was very important to find a sound that would be fresh, and I wouldn't fall into some habits that would be easy to do if I had used the same people again.
So this is really a new ensemble of singers for this project.
What's that?
These are the singers you've not worked with before.
No, the singers here were specifically for this project.
Yeah.
And we started with like 130 singers. And I started listening when we got down to 40, but when we got to 40, it was right, the last four were easy. We heard about Michael Myers, people were listening to him. The first one was the woman who was, that's how she sings, the first woman that sings it. And we heard her, and Michael said, wow, that's it? And I said, yes, that's it. we heard it right away in that last round, we heard right away before people we wanted. We didn't have to have any work on it for that.
Do you think it's very specific to this ensemble, or do you see it having a life?
No, I think it's specific to this group. I won't try to use some. In fact, now, the ensemble that you'll hear tomorrow played music with me for more than 35 years, and there's a library of 35 years of music. This is a lot of music, and we go on playing it. But I found that at this point, for writing new music, to keep the music still fresh for me, I sometimes have to work with different groups. So this group I won't use again, it's specific for this group.
Leonard, can I ask you, do you enjoy working in this milieu? It's quite different to the kind of rock and roll or folk music tours of your earlier career.
I haven't got out for a while, so it's really exciting.
And you've playing some, you've been premiering this piece at a lot of prestigious places, haven't you? Started in Toronto, went to New York.
This will be the third time I've seen it. I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're wasting a lot of time here.